Whew. That took some time. All right, so here we go here. Free cipher live. BC Realm. VC Realm, Kasim. VC Realm, I had a feeling that you was gonna be on today. So before you asked me, no, I did not feel the earthquake. I had a feeling you would be on today. It's getting biblical out here. Like the last years in general. You know what I'm saying? We having plagues and pestilence, you know. The Holy Land is at war. You know, earthquakes and all this type of stuff in New York. Yeah, I knew it's free side. Yeah, I knew somebody was gonna ask, but not in. And in the history of time, uh, I think there has been uh one, two, three. I think this is the fourth time, maybe fifth time I recall it being what's like an earthquake. And I think one of them wasn't actually in New York. It was that one that happened in Tennessee and it shook the whole East Coast. And out of all those earthquakes that I've been in, that was the only one that I actually, I detected myself. You see what happens. Other than that, though, what's the news out there? VC Realm usually has interesting some interesting news stories and clips there.
Okay, you got wood in this?
Hmm?
You got some wood in it? Wow, shit.
I don't know. I haven't been in it. While he ain't cleared it out. Yeah, that right there, throw that out.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that brother?
Nah, that's been in there like a month.
Yeah. Well, he's barred from coming in.
So you said I have a question. Are you familiar with Goma Oz Dubai? Yeah, I'm familiar with it. How's the mail? Well, it's you know, Dr. Phil now. You met a brother and that's his name, Guma Oz Dubai. I mean, you know, everything that we do the knowledge to, we gotta do the knowledge to it, on for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like just because somebody said something and it was right, right? That don't mean you could say it because you don't know how and why it's right. You know what I'm saying? Or, even if you see somebody, like you see somebody driving a car, and because you see them driving the car, you think you could do it, but now you got to take your own driving test. You know what I'm saying? So, saying all that to say that, we come into the knowledge and we hear a lot of things that be other people's research. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, righteous and high scientists, you know what I'm saying? And you can trust a lot. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I said, everybody don't necessarily have their own understanding, but we all see understanding for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we got to see knowledge and wisdom for ourselves too. So, when people come into the knowledge, they hear that term, right? That God stands for Guma Az Dua, right? And it's supposed to be Greek, right? So, that's one thing right there, right? Point one. We don't have Greek names, right? Point two, the idea of God is ancient, but the word God is a German word. So, why exactly the root of it would be an acronym from Greek, you had to, people who, if you wanted to take that as your name, I would think you would want to be able to show and prove that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm not sure about all of the words, right? But the word for wisdom, right? Because Guma Az Dubar is supposed to be wisdom, strength, and beauty, right? Uh, the word for wisdom in Greek is Sophia. So when you see the word philosophy, that is a lover of wisdom. Philo means love in Greek. I'm not, well versed in the Greek language, but I've been through this research, researching that term and found that a lot of the information that was given on it was inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? And the only place that I have found those words with those meanings is Hebrew. So you know, when people get the knowledge, right, they real gung ho. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanna, I guess it depends on the person too, because I wasn't, right? I was a person that I was trying to be in the cut because it wasn't working out for people that was running their mouth and ain't know what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, being I'm just getting knowledge, how much could I know what I'm talking about? So, I have more of a, like even in terms of Darkim, I picked that because it wasn't infinite. It wasn't justice. It wasn't divine. It ain't come already with kind of expectations.
I got somebody gonna give me God.
Hold on one second. Yeah, that should be it, man. Cut. Ah, so yeah, getting back to what I was saying, you know, the name Doug Kim, see, I built that into what it is. Like whatever if president say, yo, see, because that was the thing, right? You step into the cipher, right? When I was getting the knowledge, and your name is Gumar Oz Dubar, you better be on point. See, don't come in and your name is scientific, and when they say manifest, you draw a blank. Don't come in and say your name is infinite with one word answers. Don't come in and say your name is wise and you utter muttering and stuttering. So see, you come in and you tell us, oh, your name is God. We supposed to call you God. All right, you're gonna have to tell us why. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just for show. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got this name, beautiful rainmaker, manifester of the clouds. So, you know, at the end of the day, Kosh, a person can name themselves what they want to, right? But look, it's related to today's class type. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge the born.
So I'm about
And
to
see, look,
you hungry when the herb hungry?
we already know how this story ends. See, when you see the knowledge degree, it tells you how the story begins and it tells you how the story ends. But see, the hard part is in the middle, you gotta live it out. And see, we leave that out. See what I'm saying? People just say, look, the black man is God. You jump from the first thing in the knowledge degree in 1 to 10 to the last thing. But see, what about the making and owning? It's not just whether or not you have made something and owned it, right? But what did you make and own?
I'm not, but it was like I wasn't
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? Hey, you gotta close that door.
For me, dog. For me, dog.
Mhm.
Adam.
You know what I'm saying? So all them steps and stages in the midst, right? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing something that is along with the story, or are you doing and saying something that is going to make the story go off course? Yeah. So, that brother picking that name, that's one of them things that's in the middle. Now you got to let that out. We all know what God is, who God is. So, it's not going to be difficult for people to ascertain, man, rather you living that out. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, uh, see what he does, but just in, that term, Guma Az Dubar, a lot of what they say about it is not true. Are you familiar with the German term Ubermensch? Yeah. But that term, in New York, kind of the culture of New York, we know that as a Jewish word. You know what I'm saying? I guess Yiddish. West Coast Wise, you said I really wanted to say something to him about that, but I wanted to wait and see someone else's point of view. I mean, with people's names, I'll make knowledge born, you know what I'm saying, if I see son a particular way. But it's his name. You know what I'm saying? See, for me, and this is just in general, a lot of people don't like that about him. Is that see, I don't really, you could do what you want to do, right? But don't try to control my response and reaction. Like you pick some crazy name and then I determine that, okay, look, this brother's crazy. I don't want to be maintaining with him. You see, I'm out here with see, you can say something stupid. Nigga, I give you an example, right? In every house, you got rules. So this one brother, it's like, look, these are the rules, right? But because we can see right now you're in a little bit of pain or whatever, right? Somebody decided, look, I'm gonna let you know what I'm saying, even though you're not supposed to, right? So the brother who was giving it a little pass there, right? He comes back the next day asking other people, and the other people is like, yo, look, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the rules. So what does he say? Yeah, well, it was all right last night. At this, you grown ass man, dog. Don't tell me you don't realize that you just snitched on somebody who tried to look out for you. Now, that was a small thing, but see, me and you can never leave. The door is where we see, don't come outside with me. Because I see how how you manifest this. We could all talk this science. We could all, you know what I'm saying, build on the lessons or whatever. And we using these phrases, Gumar's, Dubar, and all of this, right? God of the universe. You see, that's where everybody get caught up at. That's why you got people that look, we all grew up with them. We all grew up with them. People that had this all the way. And I'm not saying bad. I'm not saying that they was just talkers. I'm just saying that they was supremely, you know, swift with the sword, man. When they manifested, man, you know what I'm saying, the level, that they can achieve verbally, you see, then you gotta live all that stuff out. And that's where people fall victim. You're not strong enough to live out what you say, right? So then you decide that, you know what, being that I'm not strong enough to live this out, there must be a higher power. You got those that uh, you know, they can't they can't withstand, you know what I'm saying, the world and shit. They can't really rise above six. So what they do, lose all knowledge and start living a beast life. But in terms of if you sat down and had a conversation with them, right? It seemed like they had this down pat. You see, that's where you got to know what maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization. See, remember, it's another father in the 120. There's the father of the devil. So when you say the cream of the planet Earth, what that means? That's not rhetorical. I would like the people in the room right now, whoever's willing to type, right? What that means, cream of the planet Earth? See, because if you don't know what it means, then how you get past that, the father of civilization and God of the universe? And can you show me? Because see, anybody can explain almost anything. But can you show me, all right, you see those civilized people over there? Those people, you see how the supreme they civilization is? You see the things they accomplishing with their civilization? Yeah, they got their start with me. Can you do that? I'm just saying that's just one thing, or even, in the terms, everybody, having the supreme and proper knowledge of self. But see, if I look at your family, you know what I'm saying? Are these people savages? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, what, how do you be around these people? Peace. Divine reality said, cream of the planet Earth, the divine seed of the planet. Anyone else? Bueller? So I met a brother named Gomar Dubar. We clashed because I immediately said, if you got knowledge of self, how you have a Freemason Greek 10% name? Well, listen, we discussed, where the true origins of that lies, and then just, in terms of what we're talking about right now, you know, uh, I mean, some things you do it's arithmetic. Time is arithmetic. You know, and there's some things you gotta look at, like, okay, this is day one right here. Like this is day one. Like look, see, shit is real, man. So I'm just saying, right? This is the type of thing that would come up. We just decided, it's like, listen, bro. So yesterday, your name was Kevin, and you was eating ham and cheese. You was eating ham and American cheese, jamon y queso. yesterday. And now today, your name is Gulmaz Duba. I mean, we all have that experience. It's just, we all have that experience that look, we came into this, right, day one, and we gained the knowledge. We wasn't then who we are now, or we wasn't, elevated to that level. The fullest equality of self takes time to get there. So if we say cream is the best part, we definitely had to make everyone around us better. Peter said the cream is the original man. Kassim, this is uh the Nitschke Kassim, right? Not Nitschke. What's the guy's name? Just a little bit. But anyone else has any input on what cream of the planet Earth? How you manifest that. No, I'm just, I know who everybody is. You see, we got Kassim and then you Kassim. So cream is the mentality to rise above six in each and every way. It has to be shown and proven. All right, so there's different ways, everything that exists, there's levels. It goes from knowledge to born, right? And ways that it could be manifested, right? Ways that it could be lived out. So see, we got the cream of the planet Earth, right? Where we say, this right here is our home. Like right here on the planet Earth, right? What form of existence is higher than us? See, it's that, whatever these individuals is considering a higher power, right? You can't just have disembodied power. See, in order for that higher power to manifest anything in this physical world, it has to manifest through a physical form. And at least what I teach, that form is the black man. But what does that entail? That entails you rising to your fullest potential. See, you could say that, but are you living it out and showing and proving? And see, you know, you go on to further civilization, right? When you live it out, what I'm saying is not just to say generically, hypothetically, as a black man, but just saying that, look, I could go somewhere and people like, oh, no, that's the guy right there. When it comes to this or it comes to that, you got to speak to the God because that's the person that's the most high in that world. What world is like that? That you showed and proved that you was the cream of the planet Earth, that cipher, that realm, you was the most high way that, whatever energy belonged in that cipher, it manifested through you at the highest level. But see, you got cream in planet Earth, right? Like, look, you have children, you have to cream the planet Earth to become the father of civilization that way. And so now, right, like I said, as a parent, that's one way. But see, in terms of making knowledge go to born, right? Yeah, you planting a physical seed with 23 chromosomes in the woman, right? But you also plant mental seeds out here. And see those seeds that you plant, that's you cream the planet Earth. And further civilization that way. But see, these is things that you got to do. These is things you got to execute on, right? Meaning to say that, look, you see people all the time. Yo, man, I used to be God, man. Yo, I used to go to the rallies, God. Yo, guys, I used to know when 20 guys would be building, guys to go to the rallies, God. And so now you can still talk that talk, but you can't show us. You can't show and prove. You can show and tell. Supreme is he who has knowledge of himself and applies that knowledge into the supreme understanding. So I always enjoyed Rod Chemist, me being cream with no physical form. Cream is that thought. Now, not for nothing. I always thought that line was stupid because of that. You know, when he says that thinking how hard it was to be born, me being cream with no physical form, the, if you talk about physically being birthed, then yeah, that's a physical form. If you can see it, you can look at it in a microscope and detect the DNA and all of it. It's physical. Another thing he said on that album, I think it was the same song. He said, I took a trip around the world twice, from knowledge to born back to knowledge precise. That's one. That's one trip. That's you went from knowledge to born, right? Okay, that's knowledge at a cipher. You're a wizard in the at a cipher. I mean, it sounded good, it rhymed. I'm not, but I'm just saying that, we going, we could be excited about how it sounds good, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. He said the line, he said, thinking how hard it was to be born, me being cream with no physical form. I mean, maybe I am misunderstanding what he's saying. But when he's saying how hard it was to be born, he means mentally. I'm just saying, look, it's not neither here nor there. He had just got knowledge. What you mean in real life or in the song? I mean, look, there's poetic license. You know what I'm saying? It's not like if you didn't just bring that up, I would have thought about it. It's not something that I, think about, but I'm just saying that yeah, that didn't make sense to me. Hold on, was that I'm fairly sure that was in the ghetto, right? Let's see if we can find see if we can get a little more context, which I mean at the end of the day, I don't know when y'all gonna be ready to give up on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, this is what I'm saying, right? Somebody tell me if I'm off here, right? But for you to go around the cipher twice, you got to end up with knowledge born. Now you got to go from knowledge to born, then your knowledge has to add a cipher to show and prove that you went around. And then it goes from knowledge to knowledge born to show and prove that you went. And then your wisdom has a cipher to show and prove that it went around twice. Yeah, you took it as two times, but can you explain to me how you get around the world twice going 1 to 9? See, don't let the music fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, because of the music, because, the stardom or whatever it might be, now all of a sudden you're not being as sharp. as you would when you weigh and judge things. You know what I'm saying? If somebody said that in a cipher, would you just take it as two times because he said that, but you wouldn't look at the actual reality of what you just said there and realize that, I said if you put 120, was I don't why'd you put 120? I don't know why my computer is moving so slow today, but I can't get these I mean, you gotta remember it's a little bit different aspect. It's a little bit different aspect. You know what I'm saying? Where uh, you know, I already had the knowledge, when in the ghetto came out. Like a lot of things I already, you know what I'm saying? And for me, the world is just like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my view of like just in general, that's something that's happened, right, to me over the years. People come up and, yo, man, what's up with RZA, man? What's up with Wise Intelligent? And it's like, bro, it's like, you got to realize that that's entertainment. Like, yeah, they speaking our science and that's real and everything, but when you're dealing with entertainment, there's always a line there where it's like, okay, this is what's real and this is what we're doing to make money. So, me in particular, you know what I'm saying? Look, I was maintaining what King saying yesterday. I don't know if you hear somebody yelling, that's him outside. And we was talking about back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And how, we met him and everything. You know what I'm saying? And the neighborhood, we had a lot of people. Some of them was already popping off, right? You know, uh, y'all probably don't remember these people, but you had Cool Chick was from the hood, Antoinette was out there, Slick Rick, uh, Redhead Kingpin. I mean, Heavy D and them was from, they from Mount Vernon. So, I mean, they was people that people seen them before, but they were, I wouldn't say they was from the hood, but they was around. Jesse West, True Love Everlasting. You know what I'm saying? It was various people, you know what I'm saying, around. Even going back a little bit more, Joski Love, all of them was from the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And one of the people that was from the neighborhood was Mel Corn, that was he was managing RZA and Jizza and them, right? The idea of Wu-Tang might have been around, but there was no Wu-Tang yet that the world knew about. You know what I'm saying? And so the neighborhood was strong with a lot of entertainers, but it was strong with the knowledge too. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, uh, especially at that time, because you gotta remember people wasn't even into the rap game for money. People was in the rap game to, pardon. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, the knowledge was bigger than the music. We didn't have to go see those people. We didn't go see them because they was famous. They had to come and see us because they was saying they was God. And see, these brothers over here, these is the guys. And see that's changed now. And look, there's a certain science to that. We not condemned because look, those individuals did do that. That's a part of us, man, and all this, when somebody, like we just talking about the cream of the planet Earth, look, if Rakim is out there and they saying, look, he's the best, he's the best MC there is. And he's got that jacket on with our flag and shit, and he's showing it. He's showing it, he's dancing with it, he's showing that flag. It's good to see our flag, our banner up there at the top, wherever. So, it's just, but just saying in terms of don't mistake that for the day-to-day science. Don't think that knowing all the verses to that song is the same as knowing 120. Don't think that because you feel like you on a first name basis, like motherfucker, you talking about Taylor Swift instead of saying Taylor Swift, you like, yeah, Taylor, as if you know Taylor. You've read all the magazine articles. Don't mistake that for having lived this out. Because see, when people really be living out whatever it is that they say, it gets messy. You're gonna see some evidence of that being lived out. You see all different walks of life. It could even be, look, you know, entertainers, like if they really, they down with Peter or whatever, you really see them out there throwing blood on people's mink coats and stuff. So yeah, let me see if did it come up yet? These lyricals. So it says here, let's find this word. Okay, so this is it right here, right? I learned to relax in my room and escape from New York and return through the womb of the world as a thought. Okay, this is in your favor right here, Kasim, right? But then he says, thinking how hard it was to be born me being cream with no physical form, millions of cells with one destination to reach the best part as life's creation. 9 months later, a job well done, make way, because here I come. I'm just, this is, you saying that you wouldn't ask the question if this was manifested in a cipher, you wouldn't say, hold up, God, what you mean by that? Hey, wait a minute, God, you said this, then you said that. But just saying that, the stuff what he was saying in terms of 9 months, all these things is physical, you know. Record was dope. Look, when y'all get a chance, eventually King Shane's gonna come on and what's in it. Y'all get a chance, ask him. You know, when we met, we went through lessons. You said me being cream with no physical form. I mean, look, I do understand the concept that you're saying, right? But in how many instances do you use the word cream and it's not physical? I'm talking about ice cream, shaving cream, moisturizing cream, bleaching cream. You you know, cream is physical. You know what I'm saying? Now, is there a cream of ideas? Like we could be discussing ideas and we could say, okay, this idea is the best idea out of them. This is the cream of those ideas. But even when you say that, what's going to make that idea the cream is that it's the easiest to live out with the most success. Okay, so you saying in one verse, he went from a thought to being born physically. Okay, but I'm just saying this. You said the cream is physical, but it has no known form. How does it manage to be physical without having a form? Like even if that form is microscopic, right? The molecules of this thing is in a structure, or it wouldn't be that thing that it is. Now Mel forever, Allah Mel is God, Edward Green. But yeah, I mean, look, it was a good record. I like the record too, but I'm gonna tell you where I'm at right now, right? It you said, does liquid have a form? Yes. Does gas have a form? Yes. Question, right? Because look, we dealing with science here, right? If it doesn't have a form, right, can something else take up the same place? Can something else take up the same place? Meaning, like, if something doesn't have a form, right? Like a ghost doesn't have a form, right? So a ghost can permeate walls, right? Because it doesn't have a form, right? So if you water can kill you. If you jump off the George Washington Bridge, there's a chance that you will make it because the physical form of those molecules, right, will break your physical form into pieces. You said they take the form of what is holding them. They take the shape. Said thought is the result of thinking, and thinking is manifest from the supreme mind of the Asiatic black man. Right. You saying they take the shape of its container. But right now, question, right? Is a raindrop a form, and what's the container? The point here, Edward Green, you know, how do we have ice, right? If there's no physical form to water. But I'm waiting for an answer to that question. Is a raindrop a form, right? And now that you've taken it there, Edward Green, right? Is a snowflake a form, and what is the container? Well, how is it not containing a drop of water that's coming through the sky? A cloud is an accumulation of moisture. There's no container. Like nobody tilts the cloud over and the water spills out. You said, so you're saying that thought has the organ called brain as our container. Now, that's what y'all are saying, man. What I'm saying is stop trying to make science out of a song that sounds good. You said the ice is contained, and when it's frozen, it takes the form. Contained in what? Like it rained, hail, sleet, snow, and earthquake, right? Okay. Explain to me, does because and don't we say that in the lessons? A light, fluffy form? No one has told me yet what is the container. See, like this lemonade is in this container, right? Where is the container for a drop of water, right? A raindrop in the ice tray. So you saying that there was no ice until there were trays? You've only seen ice in trays? Like I said, can you explain sleet and hail then? Okay, define container. Everybody who keeps talking, define container because apparently we got different ideas of what a container is. You said that's the gaseous form of the rain. What's the gaseous form of rain? I've never heard that before. So you saying I've heard this twice. The container is the cloud, right? Okay. So this container is made of plastic, right? We've got containers that's made of metal, glass, et cetera, right? Okay. What is the cloud made of? Because to my understanding, the cloud is water vapor. The cloud is water itself. So you're saying that the water is containing itself? Like, see, God, listen, man, don't make stuff up. We still right here in the regular world with the laws of chemistry, physics, arithmetic, et cetera, et cetera. Cloud is a container. Where did you learn that that's what a cloud is, G? This see, at this point right now, I'm about to ask everybody to build a destroy degree, man. Because it's clear that y'all are totally disregarding the ability to destroy degree because you want that song to be right. You want that song, that song has been ingrained in you as yo, that's the science. And now you want to stretch all the rest of reality. Tell me in the ability to destroy degree, man. Where did it describe clouds as containers? Anywhere that you've ever been in life. Remember you had Cirrus, what is it, Cirrus, Nimbus, cumulonimbus. This is we dealing with the regular science, man. We not dealing. This is we. I'm not Dr. York. I'm not going to tell you that we from some other planet where the laws of physics and biology, et cetera, don't work. I'm not from no other motherfucking time. The planet Earth is the home that I chose. And here on the planet Earth, right, through experimentation with high explosive, we've learned some things about how the planet works. Now, why are we disregarding all of these things to make this song right? You said cloud is water vapor, but that's gas. Okay. You also said that gases don't have forms. So if you say so clouds is not in a form, we don't look at the clouds and be like, damn, that looks like a car. That's never happened. You never see the cloud like, yo, that looks like something. It's an antecedent, consequent relationship. What is divine truth? You said clouds are not just water vapor. Okay, so what else is in a cloud that would make it that would make it uh a container? So you saying that's lookership? Well, wait a minute. Wouldn't the ability to be seen by the physical eye, right? Isn't that part of the definition of physical forms? It's things that we can detect with the five senses. Now, if I was saying that, okay, that's a bird. If I saw a cloud that looked like a bird and then I identified it as a bird with no further examination, then you would say it's lookership. But if this is just one thing, we just talked about this for 30 minutes and you reduced everything I said down to lookership. See, in Lamel, you do this a lot. See, watch this. Watch this, everybody. So you said here, but it's not a bird. Stop it. I mean, now look, at this point, you're just putting words in my mouth. In fact, I specified that I wasn't saying it was a bird. So what you could do, you could hit the link and come on the live, right? And explain to the people what you said. Don't dispute me. Explain what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right? See, if you can't explain what you're saying, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And I mean explain it, right, to a child and explain it to a college professor. If you're not in that range, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, type one in the box if you feel if you see if you see it as reality, that Lamel forever explain what it is that he's saying. Type one in the box if you think he knows what he's talking about, right? That he's explained what he's talking about, right? And type two in the box if you're unclear on why he's saying the things he's saying. Now you want to tell us that matter has three states: solid, liquids, and gas. Now look, doesn't solid, liquid, and gas, right? Is that not a designation of what form the matter is taking? The stimulus for why it's taking that form being the temperature, right? When we deal with solids, liquids, and gases, remember, we're dealing with the form and how closely packed the molecules are in the atoms. So see, we're going to use all these things that define form, but then we're going to say, no, that's not form. You said you've been said that. I mean, I don't know. But look, we've been down this path before with him. This is kind of this is what he does. Mm. See, now look, if you remember it, I hit the water takes up space. Now here comes Edward Green, right? Matter has takes up space and has weight. So question, how can you weigh water if it doesn't have form? But that's we had nothing. Uh so I got some things and shit. And just in general, this is the season when it gets, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get into action, you know what I mean? Uh, we've had some adjustments too, man, with the show improve. I don't know if y'all, the last years, right? Uh, the last years, uh, I've been doing the meet and greet, people that came to the show improve, they could see that. But this year, it started getting so many people into the mix of the planet and everything that I was like, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? Because I work best by myself or with a small group of people that's like me. You know what I'm saying? But certain things I see certain people get involved, I don't want to be, right? Uh So, I have fell back and I told y'all on the last live, right, that my goal this year was I was going to bring back this thing that Black Sun and CIQ was doing, which was taking the babies to the movies on Saturday afternoon, right? So I already set the wheels in motion, turning, right, to do that. And then all of a sudden it was like, look, all the whatever things that was being planned, right? You know what I'm saying? They wasn't, they wasn't they they didn't come, you know what I'm saying? Look, Lamel, you need to stop talking. You need to stop talking. Uh so, but I'm just saying that it's just so now it's like, oh man, see the course now, y'all put a whole bunch of course, where I gotta cover. So that was one of the reasons why, we've been a little bit sporadic since last week is because I've been having a lot of things to get into the action with, you know what I'm saying? You know, this type of stuff, leave Lamel alone. See, he really need to go on one of these flat earth channels somewhere where they talk about that kind of stuff. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, his unwillingness to come on the channel, because it's not the first time he's made controversial statements like this, right? And listen, like, I met you before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seem like a good brother and everything, but see, this is the culture degree in the 114. See, when you start talking, right, and it's a cipher where everything is peace, and then you start talking and it's confusion, that's the culture degree in the 114. The earth is far from flat. No, you need to go to those channels where that's what they deal with. Because remember before you told me there's no such thing as gravity. So I'm saying that look, they got channels where that's what they do. No, you haven't stood on anything yet because you've never come to speak. Is that what you think, Lamel? You think that typing in the comment box, you can't stand perpendicular to the computer screen. We don't want to know right now if the form you're taking in the chair that you're sitting in is perpendicular to the mouse in the keyboard. You may not be trying to bring confusion, but see, you leave it confusion with how you do things. See, you've made a lot of statements, you've asked some questions, but when faced with tough questions, you moved on. So at any rate, like I said, I got some things I gotta handle. But look, how we usually do. Anybody got any other questions? We started out, Kasim hit us with a good question that actually it flowed right into right into what the class topic was about. So shout out to Kasim for setting us off today. Uh but yeah, we got any other questions, man? Yeah, we've asked you to define container. We've asked you, is a raindrop or a snowflake a physical form, and what is the container? You didn't answer any of those. Yo, Lamel, this is recorded, you know. this, this is recorded. Thank you.
Yeah.
You answered the Rakim verse. You see what he's doing?
Hey, I'll be right back.
Does everybody see what he's doing? So look, I'm getting rid of you, Lamel. My bad. Come back next week or something. You gotta go. You gotta go, man. Cause see, I don't even want to tell you. I don't even want to tell you. We see you later, Lamel. Because I don't want to tell you what you're doing right now. I don't want to tell you what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you, see, in different things, like we dealt with the knowledge degree, right? Hold up. I don't know if I was stuck there. But I'm about to get you out of here. Because I want to tell you the category that your behavior is in. But I'm fairly sure everybody sees what you're doing. See, intentions is not always more important. Intentions do not trump the outcome. See, there's some things that can happen, right, where it doesn't matter if you meant to do that or not. Especially when you do it repeatedly. Nah, I can't tell you. I would have to tell you face to face. I don't even want to say it in front of all these people because what you it's not for the internet for me to be talking to you like that in front of these people. You see, everybody heard me ask you, I think it was 3 specific questions. And then you came back and said you answered the Rakim verse. Get back to what we were saying. You said here, oh, how many scholarships is left? You're talking about for the Google? I heard a number, but I'm saying it's a lot. It's not like they're about to run out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, uh I wouldn't wait forever. I wouldn't think that I wouldn't take it that okay, now I got a license to wait forever. Because you know how it should be. You know, 50 people to roll up at one time and then it'd be done. But you need to call the brothers because the way that program works, it's a Coursera uh like module, you know what I'm saying? And uh the brothers, you know what I'm saying, the law of justice, the law of mathematics, brother, you hear talking about it, they have like an account, like when you log on, right? You log on to the school's account, and then you can take the modules from wherever. So I don't know, um, you know, the room being open, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, if you, if, of course, if you don't have resources to the computer or whatever, but I'm not sure that you have to be here to execute the program. You know what I'm saying? But I would get in touch with the law of mathematics or the law of justice about that one. Have you heard of mono and diglycerized food ingredients being based, plant-based or only derived? Well, there's vegetable mono and diglyceride. At least that's what it says on the package. You know, if you read the, you know, that was Bud. Uh, you know, there was a lot of things back in the days that you know, we was told that it was pig. You know what I'm saying? It's not pig, but it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? It was still, you know, it was still fucking like I remember yellow number 5 and 6 at one time was considered swine, MSG, BHT, uh there was a red too. I think red number 5, uh lecithin, you know, there was certain you know, we was limited. Okay, so Lamel says here, pardon me if that's what you think I'm doing. However, I will have a clear-cut answer to your questions. Repeat them for me. Okay, so once again, is a raindrop or a snowflake a physical form? And what is the container for a raindrop or a snowflake? You said I can keep the cipher going. You're in the back, so you don't have an answer for that. That's what you're saying. Like right now, you don't have an answer for that. I guess so. Where we at today, people, you know what I'm saying? The topic of the live, you know what I'm saying, knowledge is born, is really about, not just predicting the history, right? But, and living out everything that's between the idea, in the full fruition of the idea going to born and being born alive. You know what I'm saying? Because see, a lot of times these steps and stages, we ignore them or we not strong enough to live them out, right? And then it's like the ending don't look like the idea. You know what I'm saying? Like when we get to knowledge, we the Asiatic black man, right? And then we skip all those steps to God of the universe. See what I'm saying? The first day you get the knowledge, you connect that first phrase and that last phrase. The black man is God. You see, what about, God is activity, man. You know, God is not just a noun, it's a verb. All of these different, when you get to, these types of grand names and titles like that, that's what it is. Like if you're an NBA champion, right, you got to win the chip. Every little kid out there touching the basketball, right? You just starting out or whatever, right? In your mind, you the NBA champion. It's just a matter of time. You've already got this strong idea about where this story is going and how it ends. But in the midst of the time, and this ain't to talk bad about our brothers, but listen, you gotta keep it 100. You came into the knowledge you was the Asiatic black man, right? And then they told you was God of the universe. But see, in the midst of the time, you became a fucking drug addict. And so how you gonna reach your fullest potential of being the cream of the planet Earth? Now, you can show and prove you the cream, right? By cleaning yourself up. If you're not physically dead, right? Then there's a chance. But it's still something that you have to observe. What did you further? Did you further civilization? You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all just coming in, but we discussed that earlier. See, it's more than one father in 120. See, you got the father of the devil, and he taught them to do certain things. So if you the father of civilization, who you taught to do what things? You know what I'm saying? Because you know how this story is supposed to turn out in the end, you assume that it's turned out that way. You see, let me tell you something. There's a double-edged sword in that shit. There's a double-edged sword in that talking about how long you've been doing this shit. Because see, at a certain point, I don't want to say it's shameful, but if you look at the different things that, we get the knowledge as children, right? All the various things that children could grow up to be. There's some things that you would have to say, look, man, Allah had big plans for us. All of us. Look, he spoke about those of us that was yet to come even. We wasn't even there yet. He had big plans for us. But in the midst of it, did you become a criminal? I ain't talking about somebody had to defend yourself or your family or so. I'm talking about you just became a criminal. And you went in jail for telling lies and stealing and trying to master your community for decades, in and out, in and out, in and out. See, in the midst of that time, we got to live those other things out. The maker, the owner, the creator of the planet Earth, father civilization. And that's just, one example. But look, with all the other stories, it's the same way. There's something you supposed to do in the mix of that. See, even when you say, man, tell us what and how the devil is made. If you're not making the devil, then when you look at them lines the way Yakub did, see, then you got to reverse that. You got to do that the other way. So that was pretty much you know, that was pretty much you know, what I had on my mind for the day. You know what I'm saying? We got some other great questions. Dealt with some trivia, but it is what it is. It's how it goes. He said, I asked to see a different perspective because I never see vegetable mono and diglycerides, just mono and diglycerides. But I've called and they said it's plant-based or they circumvent my question. Yeah. I mean, well, you got to think that there's vegan dishes that, or products or whatever that have, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, uh, ultimately, a lot of that stuff, like, and I don't know, it could be, but I think I've pretty much gotten mono on diglycerides. Like I still got but in terms of eating it all the time, like a lot of these things, I don't really eat nothing with that in it. So there's some things that I've kind of lost track of. Like I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like even certain products, I couldn't tell you like Hostos, right? Hostess, I mean, Hostess cakes, you know, all they stuff with swine back in the day. So I don't know anything really that they make. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how certain restaurants that you used to go to, or even now, like certain restaurants, I don't even know that restaurant is there. Like somebody shows me, like, oh shit, how long this been? Because, I pretty much I already got my stuff today. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely, and look, this is something I think we had a lot to do with. We never come up when they mention that, right? But back in the days before, see, we in the health nut world now, where you got people that, they're not even getting paid. They just on their Instagram, whatever, they got a whole, they work out influencers and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So just say that to say that around 1990, I would say around 97, 98, right? Uh, it became enough people that was diet conscious that that health industry, you know what I'm saying, developed. You know what I'm saying? And once that happened, uh, it just became way easier to find righteous food. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember we had years where nobody drank milk, right? And then one day I started hearing about soy milk, you know, just like the early 90s. Like, what? You got some other kind of milk that's not from cows, you know? But you had to, go over the river and through the woods to find some place that had that. Now when I go to the supermarket, there's more plant-based milk than cow-based milk. You know what I mean? So say that to say that yeah, pretty much every ingredient, you know what I'm saying, they've found some substitute, some righteous substitute for it. You know what I'm saying? So said to say, I don't think they bullshitting you, you know what I'm saying? Like they saying that it's vegetable and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but that is super important, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, eating the right foods, man, because that's life itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first, yeah, we just uh, learning some, the basics. You know what I'm saying? We stay away from the foods that's, the worst for us that reduce our potential, you know what I'm saying, namely pig. You know what I'm saying? And for most people that I know at least that stop eating pig, it's like, we feel the effects. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's mostly uh things that don't happen. Like I don't get headaches. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that happen to other people, I don't even know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? There's years that pass that I don't get a cold. I might get a little stop nose or something, but all out cold. He said, how you feel about people saying the 15th degree in the 1 to 20? You mean like like counting the whole thing together? I mean, that's some new stuff that people start doing. Uh, Most of the firstborn that I met, they told me the first lesson they had was the 1 to 40. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, in terms of organizing it, whether you organizing it by the milk, the meat, the ease of digestion, chronologically, et cetera, et cetera. All of these things came after. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, in the time of Allah, right, there was no 15th degree. I mean, there was a 15th degree in the 1 to 40, of course. What's your name there? But yeah, that was something that people introduced later, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's you always gonna run into certain because some people got they 136 first, some people got they 114, some people got they 136 after the 140. The only degree that I seen be universal is the 1 to 10 and the actual facts and the solar facts. Those is I've never met nobody whose book of life had those degrees in a different sequence. But everything else I've pretty much seen all kinds of ways. Mono and diglycerides are used to mix oil and water. They become triglycerides when they enter the bloodstream. If you see them in ingredients, you should be sure it is dairy, otherwise it will be swine most likely. So like I said, I don't know if we're gonna if we're gonna be able to make it back on this week. We'll see what we can do. Uh, in the meantime, between time, like I said, I got some things I gotta handle, what I'm saying, to make sure that the show improves is the success that I like to see it be. But we got the 18th century yard work, all of that's this is that season. Anybody that's been watching the channel for a period of time, they know that, right now this is where things go to. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, between time, if you made it this far, do the each one, teach one, hit the like button. If you have any new people, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can know when we do come on. And I'm gonna sign off and say peace.